Hello and welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're talking about a stock called Coupa Software. The stock actually dropped significantly, and it's been talks all day today why the stock dropped so much. And we're going to talk about different things here and see where is the potential here to make money. Again, when the stock drops, do we really understand that if it's something that is going to go to a position where it's just going to be bankrupt? You know, what's going to happen to the stock, right? Either is whether this is an opportunity for you to invest in, and if you want to invest in a stock, where would be the good entry point? So I'm going to cover different things from the technical standpoint. And then, of course, you know, you can make your own decision, maybe a better decision if you aren't aware of the technicals. So we're going to go through different things. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Basically, what I want to do, objective of get you guys information that I use to do my own strategies and whatever I recommend for family and friends. And I thought it would be a good idea to put this out there for you, for anybody, for example, to help you understand the technicals, and maybe you can make a better decision for yourself and build your wealth, right? So let's get started. So the company we're talking about is COUP. It's a software cloud-based company. Again, it's a technology company like any other company. Technology companies usually are okay. They do fine. But let's look at different aspect of the stock, right? So what is the company? Company worth about $6.7 billion. It's a big company, right? It's not a small company. On an average, they do about 1.6 million shares. Right now, they're doing about 4.7 million shares are traded. Mostly are selling out. That's why you see a larger number than an average. EPS, that's a big number right there. Earnings per share has dropped to negative 4.71, which essentially is saying is your earnings per share is not profitable, okay? Which is why you see a lot of investors selling out the stocks. Now, where do we see the problem here, right? There's a lot of shorting going on with the stock. So this is institutional banks holding the stock, right? And they own 102%, which theoretically is not possible, right? You can only go 100% on a stock. So they own 102%. Then you have other retail investors. So the stock clearly is beyond 100% ownership right now, okay? So I'm sure there's a lot of shortage going on as well. Short squeeze and all that. Maybe some synthetic shares are being sold for this stock. Maybe they don't even have to have those many stocks, and this is what the problem. This is what part of the problem is. So right now, the problem is the institutional banks have sold out 7 million shares, and they only bought back 5 million. So they have a 2 million that was sort of sold out from their 102 percentage. I mean, I'm not sure whether before they sold out the 7 million, was it 105, 106%? We have no idea, right? Right now it's 202%. Let's see what the analysts are thinking. These are the analysts from the different firms like Chase Bank, Morgan Stanley, all the, there are 14 different firms. They come up with the analysis saying that the stock worth about $171 on average. The lowest it will get to 130 and the highest it would go to 251. Clearly they were wrong. The earnings did not justify that, and the stock is right now is at $89.82. All right, so we'll find out what's going on with the stock. And this is not the okay. So I'm gonna go different steps. So I'm gonna go to the support and resistance first. Okay, so the support and resistance right now. So the stock has dropped from the support it had. Let's see, when did it have that support? So in 2020. March 2020, exactly a year ago, there was a support of 100 and it's about $99, like $100. It's crossed that support. The next support is at $53. So right now it's heading to the $53 mark. Now that $53, and there's another support as well at around $33, right? So right now, the way this is going, I think it might hit the 53 mark maybe by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Right now is just major selling is going on with the stock, and I'm going to look at the different aspect why I think it's going to go that route. So let's look at the RSI. RSI is the market pressure relative strength index. As when it's below 30, it means the stock was oversold. All right, just to give you an example right here. For example, the stock was at $258 and the RSI was at 62. Look at the RSI, and when the RSI got to 22, look at the price. The price got to 147. That's a significant drop from 263 to 146. And right now, if you notice, it's at 29 right now. And in a matter of time, it's going to be maybe tomorrow, it's going to start going below 30. And look at the relative MACD, moving average conversion diversion. It is separating from the signal line, which is indicating that this is going to go to the downward trends. Okay. So I think the stock is still going to free fall, as we just established that if it started going down, the next stop, the way this is going, it's going to be $53. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but let's say if it goes further down than 53, if it goes to like 50 or 48, the next stop, as we established, was around, let me just quickly bring up my chart and I'll tell you exactly when the next stop is going to be. So the next stop is going to be around $28. But I think 28 may be a stretch. I think the institutional banks will try to pump it up again. But I think the stock probably will reach that 51 mark. If, let's say, for some reason, the stock picks it up. If you guys notice, when I went to the week chart, look at the RSI, right? RSI is already like 20 for the week chart, okay? So I was on a daily chart. So that's why I want to stay on the daily chart, because that will give you a better indication if you want to do a swing trade. Like, for example, buy it right now. Let's say if it has a little peak, within a day or two, and then you could just sell it and make your profit, and then it dips again. So you can stay on the daily chart for now. And now let's say if it has let's say somebody, investors go ahead and buy more stocks. It's going to cross that 106 mark. It is going to go all the way up to $140 right now. If it goes to 140, if it crosses 140, it's going to get to 159. So right now, the way this is trending, it almost looks like the stock is still going to fall because of the RSI and MACD, and the moving average is right here, the 20 period, and it's not going above 20 period, meaning like the moving average is staying at 113, and looks like it is still trending down. Okay, I even draw the chart, the trend lines, which clearly indicates that it's creating a higher lows. So there's a low right here, and then it created a low one more time. There's a low right here. There's a low right here, and I'm pretty much suspecting that it's going to go down to $58 mark that we were just talked about, $51 mark. So I think, again, I don't think the stock is going to go to zero. I don't think the company is that bad. I think they just haven't had a good time, good earning this year. But again, they've been there before when it was picking it up back in 2018, 2020. And again, the institutional banks is a $6.7 billion company, right? And institutional banks are holding about 102%, which is insane, more than 100%. And the analysts think that, the stock was going to average 171, and now they also thought the lowest it could get to 130. But apparently, retail investors are also part of this equation, right? Sometimes they don't account for that. So again, just to recap, right? So if it started going down, which looks like it will, it still will go down further, and I think it's going to hit probably the 51 mark if it does. After that, the next stop is $22, and if it started reviving from 51 or so, then you can of course invest in it and make that short-term money. And let's say if something happens tomorrow and some institutional banks do some here to pump it up. Just watch this line right here. 105 is your resistance. If it crosses that, the next resistance is at 138. So let's say if it crosses 105 and it stay there for a while, for a day or two, and then you already know it's gonna head back up, right? So because if there's a pressure to buy the stock, a lot of people will jump in and try to make that quick profit. So if it does cross that 89 line, it's gonna go to 140. Again, these are our this is me speculating the future, which nobody can. This is just my own take. I'm not advising you to buy or do anything. I'm just giving you information. You make your own judgment on that, where you want to stand. For me, what I'm going to see is whether this stock drops at 54 mark. And if it stays at 54 mark for a few days, I'm definitely picking some up. If it has started going up, maybe I'll pick few up, just to make quick buck as a swing trader. And then, we'll see where it is. So this is my quick video. There's another resistance here, by the way, is 157. If it does get to 140 and crosses 140, the next resistance is 161 or so. And then you have 239. So there's a huge gap here that it has to cover with that pricing. But going down, if it crosses 54, I would say at that point, just let it go, let it free fall, let it go to whatever, $8, not $9, whatever it is. But I don't think it's going to get there. I think it might revive way before 51. So, but we'll have to see. But this is definitely a watch list. You got to add the stock to your watch list. Look at this video if you have to. Look at these support and resistance I have here. The pricing are established right here. And this one is at 158, 141, 106, Right now, the stock is at 89, which is fluctuating between 106 and 51. So hope you like this video. You know, if you find something informative, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot, keeps me motivated to bring these videos to you guys.